Good afternoon, Leonard. It's a rare Friday stream. It's August 4th. It's because yesterday took so long to go through that Lizzo suit. Emily, you should have known. I should have. But I'm very ADHD and I am very time blind. So when I looked at the 44-page Lizzo lawsuit yesterday, I thought I could get through it quicker than I could. That is completely on me. So today we are doing food court because I have time management executive functioning issues. But that's great because now we get an extra live together. And a lot has happened today. But for food court, we're going to talk about MrBeast, sue and be sued. We're going to talk about Taco Bell and those Crunch Wraps. If you haven't grabbed a snack, do that because this food court is going to either make you hungry or make you lose your appetite. It depends which part of the case we're talking about. We're going to do an update on Texas Pete. We're going to talk about that mac and cheese lawsuit. I will do a road so far on each of those things if you've not been following all of the things. We're going to do some quick bits real quick. So we need to get into it because I have a few quick bit update housekeeping items to talk about. And from there, we're going to just do all food court all day. Right? Are we good? Lawnards! It's Friday. Let's ride.
Hey there. I'm Emily D. Baker, the internet's go-to legal analyst, breaking down the legal side of the pop culture and entertainment stories we can't stop talking about. I'm a big fan of the cursey words. I've been a licensed attorney for over 17 years, but this is not legal advice. This is where the law nerds unite to talk about facts, not... Let's get into it.
First of all, on a housekeeping matter, I need you all to cancel your flights and unpack your bags because the Rust preliminary hearing has been waived today. Today, they waived preliminary hearing. When I was getting ready to stream, Miguelina's like, did you see that Hannah Gutierrez-Reed waived her preliminary hearing? I was like, girl, what? Because I've been looking at stuff going on with the reality, and then the company MrBeast is suing. Like I've been looking at other things this morning. Also, it's like my kid has a whole day of stuff today. August is insane for me. It's the month that's like, ugh. So I'm sorry to all of you that already packed your bags. I was ready to get into court too. We're going to take a look at this. Emily, share your screen. State of New Mexico versus Hannah Gutierrez. Waiver of preliminary hearing. They're just assenting to probable cause. I'm represented by counsel. I've been informed by the court and my attorney that I have the right to a prelim, that if I do not receive a prelim, I have the right to a grand jury. I do not have to give up my right to prelim or grand jury. Waiving it. She signed it yesterday. Defense signed it today. Filed it in court. Here's what I think. Can we go somewhere tropical instead? I know, maybe somewhere tropical, more tropical than New Zealand. This is the Rust preliminary hearing. I was looking forward to hearing more of this evidence. I don't know if that goes well for Hannah Gutierrez-Reed, but I think after the hearing that we watched together, this is why these pre-litigation hearings are so important, because the outcome of those hearings also indicates what's going to happen down the road. So sometimes when you have rulings that don't necessarily go your way, then it changes your strategy. So with that hearing that very much did not go the way that defense thought it was going to go, they know there's probable cause here. It's not like there's a lot of question. This is a difficult case to prove to jury. It's not a difficult case to prove to probable cause. I think this indicates to me, this is speculation. We're doubling up the speculation. This indicates to me that they may be working on a plea deal. Why waste the time and effort of a preliminary hearing if you are going to work on a plea deal? So you now don't have to spend the effort of a preliminary hearing, it's like a 40+ person witness list. And they can start having conversations about a plea deal. This is a new prosecutor. The court was not thrilled with the defense arguments. The arguments aren't going away. This case isn't going away, but for a plea deal or a trial. And there's a ton of civil litigation happening in this case. I think they're trying to work out a plea deal. And if I'm the prosecution, the offer before preliminary hearing is going to be better than your offer after preliminary hearing. If you've wasted the state's resources post-preliminary hearing, and again, everyone has the right to a preliminary hearing, but everybody agrees that what happened. The disagreement in this case is whether or not that was criminal recklessness, and that's a jury question, truly a jury question. So because why go through the exercise of doing the preliminary hearing if you just want to now try to resolve the case? And generally, you can waive preliminary hearing and not do it at all, which is what's happening here. Or you can put over time for preliminary hearing, saying, I waive my right to have it within this time period. Let's do it later. I think they're working on a plea deal. I don't think we'll see this case go to trial at all. So we've freed up some time next week. And you know what that means? The Wanderer, that means next week I'm going to be looking at the Leah Remini versus Church of Scientology lawsuit. That will be next week. It means that I am going to do, I think, a really fun, I wanted to say fan service, but that means something different in anime. So not actually that, but a OG law nerd stream next week and catch up on all the little cases, not little, but all the cases that I've been like, shit, this other thing keeps happening. We're just going to set a whole stream day and hop all over the place, grab some whiskey. It takes as long as it takes. I will put up polls in our member spaces. We'll talk Tati. We'll talk Brittany. We'll pull up 7M. We'll just do all of it. We'll just have ourselves a Kiki stream for a day. None of the topics that are going to, just a Kiki stream of all the stuff we haven't gotten to catch up on. Just look, we got time. We're just going to bar hop cases and just do it. It'll be like a buffet of cases. No main topic, all quick bits. A buffet of cases. And yes, maybe we will get to some of the sidebars from Depp v. Heard. Amber Heard versus insurance is definitely on that list. Tati is definitely on that list. We're going to just have a Kiki. It's been overdue. And now we've got a little bit of time. So we can do a Kiki stream. So it is a loyal law nerd stream. Because there are going to be people that are like, what's a Tati? That's fine. We will do it. Yes. A smorgasbord, if you will. We'll bring snacks. It'll be like a charcuterie, like a bougie charcuterie of cases. We'll do that next week. So that'll be Thursday. Tuesday, we will catch up on Koberger, Alibi, and some of the other main cases that have been really busy right now. I need you all to cross your fingers that the federal judge, I said federal, the federal judge, if it sounds like I'm saying federal like a curse word, I am, the federal judge in that defamation TikTok case comes back with a ruling before Tuesday. Your Honor, I would like to cover it on Tuesday. I have a schedule. Can you please rule in that case? Because the way I check Pacer every single day, and Pacer has been glitchy AF. The way I check Pacer every single day for a ruling on that damn case. And we have nothing. Nothing. I need a ruling. It's been like 2 weeks. I'm so impatient. Your Honor, I have a streaming schedule. It's very important. Pacer has been just a pain. Just a pain. So, no Russ preliminary hearing. No Russ preliminary hearing. So that's happening. We're going to do one quick bit because I can't not, and I'm going to talk about this elsewhere on social later today. God willing. My family, this is like the thing that I'm working towards today. My family has been trying to go see Mission Impossible for like 3 weeks. And the theater we like keeps selling out. And so we'll be like, oh, it's Saturday. Let's go to a movie. And we look at it, we're like, ah, why is it sold out? It keeps selling out. It keeps selling out. And I'm so annoyed. So we're going to the movies tonight. That's what's happening. So like today, I've got like a whole day. A whole day. Witness, I know my family loves the Mission Impossible movies. They love the Mission Impossible movies. It's just it has been a Mission Impossible to go see Mission Impossible. I know, Lacey, I know there are things we acquiesce to for our family. And Mission Impossible movies are one of them. It is my kiddos and my hubby love Mission Impossible. I have not done anything else. I will see Barbie when it comes out at home. I will probably see Oppenheimer to try to find a movie that my youngest, my oldest, and my spouse all want to see. Takes an act of every deity that everyone believes in, plus the Force and AWA. All of them. All of the deities. So I do a lot of things at home. I do a lot of things at home. And that's the way it is. But I also am very ADHD, so being able to watch a movie and scroll on my phone makes me kind of happy. So going to the movie theater is a limited thing with my family. So it is exciting. My husband and I love the movies. Love. When I was studying for the bar exam, and then we're going to get to quick bits. When I was studying for the bar exam, every Friday I had a half day. Full stop. Every Friday I had a half day from studying. So every Friday when Dr. B would get off from work, we would go to like 5 p.m. happy hour dinner. The way I love an appetizer dinner, where it's like, we will take all of the happy hour special appetizers and split them. Makes me so happy because I'm a child. Happy hour dinner, like happy hour appetizer dinner at 5 p.m. And then we would go to a movie sometime around 7. Yes, girl dinner. Go to a movie sometime around 7 and go home and sleep. And I was like, Fridays were the one day that I took like a half a day off from bar studying to have a date night with my husband. So in 2003, we saw every single movie that came out that summer. All of them. We just went to the like, hey, what's the new release this week? Didn't even care. Sitting at a movie and taking my brain out of bar studying for like the month of June and most of July was such a blessed release. It was just great. So as my kids have gotten a little bit older, we're like, well, Dad and I are going to the movies. Bye. And my kids are like, theaters are annoying. I have a big... Movies are so much more accessible at home, right? But this tracks for my husband and I because we used to go wander around Blockbuster for date night. We used to go wander around Blockbuster for date night and be like, the what's new section, what's new? We've loved watching movies as long as we've been together. It's just, you kind of, if you enjoy seeing movies and going to the movies, you kind of have to also, I think, be with a partner that enjoys movies. But we would wander around Blockbuster, pick a movie, make popcorn, go home and watch a movie. So this has always been a part of our date nights. When we very first started dating, God, this is the old tea. When we very first started dating, the day that he had the lightest day and I had the lightest day because we were both in school, we had our lightest schedules on Thursday. So we would pick up Panda Express and sit at my parents' house and watch Survivor and ER with my parents on Thursday night while eating, Panda Express. Every Thursday night. Look, we like patterns. Survivor, we watched Survivor for years. So that was like our Thursday night date night, and then it kind of shifted after we got married and I was in law school and stuff. But we loved our dinner and a movie night. And now as the kids are older and my oldest can babysit and does, now there's times where like, oh, y'all don't want to go to the movies? We're just going to the movies then. Bye. And so that's been kind of fun too, because now there's like bougie movie theaters and they like bring you dinner and you have like a recliner and stuff. I'm like, this is fun. This is fun. Nishay said basic AF. Yes. It's always been a part of my personality. Yep. We're pretty easy. It's like, what are we doing for dinner? Panda Express. What are we watching? Whatever the Thursday night lineup was. There was Survivor and ER. I think there was something else, but my mom also loved ER, so it was a thing. I love it when TV used to have like a nightly lineup of shows that everybody wanted to watch. And now it's like, what are we binge watching currently, folks? And then people watch things at all different times now. I got a message from a friend who was like, so I've just started Ted Lasso. I'm like, where have you been? Now? So we're not all in sync the way we used to be with TV. Sometimes there are phenomena when we are in sync with TV, the Game of Thrones of it all. What else has been in sync like that? I think this can also vary by age demographic, but Euphoria, people were kind of in sync on. Ted Lasso, it felt like people were in sync on. Tiger King, it felt like people were in sync on, but they're not like a weekly part of your routine. They kind of blip now. It's like, oh, now we do that. Yellowstone, Outlander, yeah, stuff like that. Succession. There are these moments now that kind of pop up and people get sucked into, but it's not predictable the way like your Thursday night lineup was. You know, it's not the same as must-see TV, is it? Anyway, I have rambled on about Stranger Things. You're right. I love seeing this. Breaking Bad's been a while though. I feel like Breaking Bad was still when like we were doing TV like this. Yes, Last of Us, absolutely. Friends and Happy Days. I haven't seen The Bear yet. Fully convinced Tiger King was half binge, half COVID. Oh, it was the COVID. It was absolutely COVID. They couldn't have planned Tiger King better. It was absolutely a COVID oddity. But wasn't so much of what we like now COVID oddities. I feel like it was. Am I allowed to say that on YouTube? Now, YouTube, have I been released? Am I allowed to say the vid? Am I allowed to say it? I don't know. Maybe I am. Maybe I'm not. Anyway, let's do a quick quip bits. Some of you probably can predict what we're going to talk about real quick. Quick bits. Quick bits. The way my social media blew up today about this. We knew this was coming. Bethany Frankel has been indicating that she is working with Mark Garagos. We knew that this was coming. I think what I'm going to do after stream is try to get my hands on the entire letter to cover Tuesday. NBC Uni and Bravo slammed for sordid and dark underbelly of reality TV, porn, sexual violence, booze, and more. Why is porn like the lead on that? Why aren't we leading with the sexual violence? Isn't that a bigger problem? Anyway, porn, sexual violence, booze, and more alleged as potential suit looms. I appreciate that Deadline does keep things factual. Yes, just Biggs. I can't pronounce BKZ. Yes, just BKZ. She's working with Mark Garagos, not Garados. I forget that porn is salacious to some. That is on me. That is on me. If it's revenge B, it's definitely different. The word is shocking. I guess that's true. So the reason I wanted to bring this up today, A, I'll be covering it in Reels over on Instagram, but B, it ties in so much to what we talked about yesterday with how much of the plaintiffs in the Lizzo suit, how much of that occurred during the filming of the reality show, and how much of that was because they were filming a reality show. So I feel like there's a tie-in because we're seeing this drop right on the heels of the Lizzo suit. A lot of what's alleged in that suit came during filming of a reality show under an employment law lawsuit. But what else is being covered on reality, and what else is problematic in reality. And this is one of the things I struggle with reality. Reality used to feel like a fun, cheeky escape. It it feels like it's gotten darker and darker, and there are things in reality that are darker and darker the more we know, the more that buttons are pushed for plotline, or people are playing things out for plotline, because it seems that what Bethany has brought forward is even down to her marriage. Some of that has been pushed for plotline. And so when you're making massive life decisions, because she was getting divorced for like 5 times longer than she was married, when you're pushing big real life decisions for plot on a reality shows, who's getting hurt and who's benefiting? Mm. And I can see why viewers were talking about Scandival and being like, hey, is this real? Is this plot? And the thing I'm seeing, and I see this on social media, and I see this in reality, is there are some people that see everything as plot, story, and content. And by content, I mean either for the reality show or for YouTube. And we saw this in content houses too, that there were those who were everything, this is all transactional. This is a plot line. This is a storyline. This is a Jake Paul fake marriage. This is not real. But then there's other humans who are feeling like, I'm living my life and you're filming. This is real to me. And there is a huge bump up between those who are engaging in the, this is my life, not a plot line. These relationships are real. This feels real to me. And those that are like, this is all content. The world is fake. I'm going to do what I need to do for storyline. And that tension between the two is wild to me. And you see a lot of pain, a lot of hurt, a lot of people not knowing where they stand, and people who are very genuinely being like, I thought this was our life. And then people who are like, this was the next plot line. We're scheming for more airtime. And you get both in both, you know, reality TV and in content. I feel very fortunate that as a content creator, I am in my 40s. But I've also had this where I've found things where I'm like, oh no, I thought we were friends. And then you're like, oh, you didn't see that the same way. This happens, of course, in real life. It's exaggerated and exasperated when it's all on film. So that's a difficult thing. All right. Let's talk about this real quick. Hollywood's current labor climate strike. In Hollywood's current labor climate, Bethany Frankel desires for a reality TV stars union may seem like a sideshow. However, as NBC Universal learned this week, the Real Housewives vet and her lawyers want to put the matter center stage. We want to put lawsuits center stage. I'm here for it. Quote, please be advised that the day of reckoning has arrived, exclaims a distinctly not understated letter sent on August 3rd to NBCU top in-house lawyer Kimberly Harris from attorney Brian Friedman in conjunction with fellow lawyer Mark Garagos. Read it here. Oh, the letter's available. Savon, it's fair. Advertising the Comcast EVP and NBCU General Counsel advising, that they are, you can see why I said advertising. It's flashing at me. Let's do this. Advising the Comcast EVP and NBCU General Counsel that they are representing a significant number of individuals who probably aren't still working with NBC Universal from the so-called unscripted space. Remember, unscripted is different contracts than what's being fought over currently by unions. It's not unionized the way that scripted is. The attorneys blast the media giant for alleged grotesque and depraved mistreatment of the reality stars and crew members. They pounded the drum even harder with affirmations that the sordid and dark underbelly of NBC's widely consumed reality TV universe has remained under wraps for far too long. Now, this is the kind of language Tinseltown lawyers love to use to strike fear in the hearts and wallets of their targets. Interesting viewpoint. We're going through this article together. This is an interesting viewpoint. And most of us would assume that it's obvious that sordid is literally the soul of reality TV. Yes. Yes, it is. However, underneath the hyperbolic phrases, there is a very real point to Friedman's letter, an opening stage, so to speak, declaring virtually every piece of paper and gigabyte the company has ever had about reality TV shows like the Real Housewives franchise has now to be preserved as possible evidence for a lawsuit. The lawyers, Jesus Christ. Do you guys need discovery assistance? I have watched a lot of Housewives. I'll watch uncut episodes of Housewives. I want to see what production is saying to people. So this is asking them, like, govern yourselves accordingly. We need you to save every uncut everything. You're going to be able to find discovery assistance on this. While our investigation is still ongoing, we have reason to believe that cast members and crew members on NBC reality TV shows have been subjected to disturbing mistreatment by NBCU and or its employees, contractors, or third-party affiliates. Because remember, most of the production companies are affiliates of NBCU. They don't work with NBCU. Building off Frankel's union aims, the list of such mistreatment that Freeman lays out is both specific and wide-ranging, aka perfect for a future lawsuit, a warning shot that probably already has caused shrapnel. The bullet points NBCU and Bravo are facing here include the horrible process to get tickets for BravoCon. I'm joking. Deliberate attempts to manufacture mental instability by plying cast members with alcohol while depriving them of food and sleep. Every time I see them put out food, nobody eats. They just drink. Question. Denying mental health treatment to cast members, displaying obvious and alarming signs of mental deterioration. Scary Island. Exploiting minors for uncompensated and sometimes long-term appearances on NBC reality TV shows. Disturbing and or condoning the distribution of non-consensual pornography. Distributing and or condoning the distribution. I have questions. I'm going to need to get with the Bravo sphere after this and figure out what they think we're talking about. Covering up acts of sexual violence, refusing to allow cast members the freedom to leave their shows, even under dire circumstances. And if you don't pick up what Frankel's legal team are putting down, they make sure to reiterate it in the data retention correspondence. On innumerable occasions, which we will further detail in due course, NBC has exceeded the moral and legal limits permissible in a civilized society. Morality, legality, permissible in a civilized society and governed by law. This is very, very intentional infliction of emotional distress language. Undoubtedly, when fully appraised, the legal system and the public will agree. It goes without saying, this is a warning shot to NBC. It goes without saying that the foregoing misconduct by NBCU and or its employees, contractors, and affiliates exposes NBCU to significant legal liability for, among many other things, IIED. Keep reading, Emily. Keep reading. IIED fraud, distribution of revenge porn. I need to know what that's referring to from the Bravo sphere. I'm sure somebody's like, it's probably this. I don't know. Looking at the event horizon, strong language, these accusations, which we've all heard before in one way or another in relation to unscripted TV, can you say The Bachelor, could send a chill through the industry. Oh, right, because if it's not salacious, people probably won't watch it. They'll turn to YouTube where these regulations don't exist and where individual YouTubers can be sued, but large companies aren't. Also, even as WGA Brass and the AMPTP sit down Friday for a meeting about maybe more meetings, reality TV more than ever is the jewel in the Comcast-owned company's linear networks. Unsurprisingly, given that and having been up against Friedman over Gabrielle Union's less than stellar experience on America's Got Talent a few years back, NBCU did not return requests for comment today on the letter or the demands. We'll go over the letter we'll go over the letter on Tuesday. How about that? We'll do the letter on Tuesday and get into this more because I said it was going to be a quick bit. And I promised it's going to be a quick bit because if we don't talk about MrBeast burgers, I'm going to lose my mind. So we're going to have to just get to food court, right? We're going to have to get to food court. My question is why now? She got rich only because she was featured on Bravo. Emily, I think it's because she got rich being featured on Bravo that she's able to bring this lawsuit and stick up for those downstream. Or she's got an axe to grind, or both. But she has enough money that if she's blackballed from TV for the rest of her life, she doesn't fucking care. She's struck up her YouTube channel. She's on social media. She's like, I don't care. What are they going to do? Ban her from television? Okay, don't have me on your shows. Don't have me on your NBC Universal properties. I don't give a fuck. Linear TV is not where people need to be to make their name anymore. And she's not reliant on them. So it might be a bit of both, but she's not reliant on them. So that's probably why now. Alrighty. Shall we? It's time for food court, but I do feel like in the future we might need to incorporate this into our new food court bumper. Fucking drive. It's time for food court. I feel like this might need to be it in the future. Food court. Food court. Food court. All right, y'all. All I want is food court. All I want is food court. Time to grab your snacks. Though the MrBeast lawsuit might make you lose a little bit of your appetite. I'm sorry if it does. Hey, Pacer, you've stopped dicking with my heart. Thank you. Give me 1 second. I wanted to pull something up because there was some filings in the MrBeast case, and I thought there might be more filings today. So I want to make sure as we get into this that Pacer is at least working in the background. Please, for the love of God, pull this docket up for me. All right, let's start with the complaint. Then we're going to go with the court having an issue already. Yes, the MrBeast lawsuit, MrBeast suing over Beast Burger. Have any of you had Beast Burger? I need to ask in the chat. Have you had Beast Burger? Not made out of MrBeast. Let's see. Wait, that's not a poll. Let me make a poll. Emily, get it together, girl. We are professionals. You had Beast Burger, not made of beasts. All right. Most of the chat's like, no, I have not had Beast Burger. Let me give you a summary. We're going to get into a lot of this, but MrBeast started running a ghost kitchen in 2020. The ghost kitchen means other restaurants that make food can also make Beast Burger and package it in Beast Burger logoed packaging and send it out through DoorDash and other food delivery services. So you order Beast Burger, it's prepared at a kitchen that also makes other stuff at another restaurant, and then the Beast Burger stuff is shipped out. So in this case, MrBeast has sued the company he partnered with to start the ghost kitchen company, and there's already an order to show cause on the case, which is real fast, for some subject matter jurisdiction issues, which we're going to talk about. So MrBeast, of course, for those of you that don't know, is one of the most subscribed to YouTube channels. Over 100 blah 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 million subscribers on his main channel. Tens of millions, if not hundreds of millions more across his other channels. MrBeast Reacts, Gaming, Philanthropy, etc. He is very popular with the elementary school, junior high set. I have a problem with all YouTubers in the genre of oh my God. So today what we're going to do is I literally can't. It's just I'm going on the world's most expensive yacht. It's like, please stop yelling. Please stop yelling at me. But also, his video productions are of such a scale that I am always kind of fascinated how he pulls them off. So from a production angle, I'm just like, impressive. From a, this is the, I am the target audience for this. No. But again, respect. So that's who MrBeast is. His brand is worth probably nearing $1 billion. But he is one of probably one of the, if not the top earning social media figures. He has been on regular terrestrial television, traditional media, stays on YouTube. He's a really interesting dude. He's 25 years old. He runs a massive production company and owns a huge studio where with like, I think 10 sound stages where he produces his videos in North Carolina. We've talked about him before on the channel. He is a kind of central figure in YouTubiness. So we're going to talk about Food Court. Saria said, I only watch him when Ludwig watches him. I mean, same. But my kids, when we are in the Tesla and we have a break for something, and my youngest is like, can we please watch MrBeast? I will see MrBeast in those videos because my kid loves it. I love that he stands by his friends, said Nisa. I do too. I have met a number of the MrBeast crew. All the interactions I've had with both Jimmy and the MrBeast crew have been lovely. And they are, again, young to be running a massive company. So let us talk about Beast Investments. Why is my camera like, hey girl, you don't need to be in focus? It's because I keep moving my camera. Beast Investments versus Celebrity Virtual Dining LLC, Virtual Concepts Holding LLC, and Virtual Dining Concepts. This is the company he partnered with to make the ghost kitchens come to fruition. I really wonder if MrBeast content is sometimes stage content. All of it is stage content. Yes. I mean, it's not scripted, but it is plotted out, right? You've got to have a story arc, but it's not scripted the way that like Survivor's not scripted, right? You have a story arc, you have things that are going to happen, but it's not scripted. All right. Yes, this one has a filing stamp. Nope, this one has a stamp. Oh, by the way, the Lizzo one, if you didn't watch my Instagram reel, I don't know if I put it in my Instagram reel. The Lizzo one hit at the end of the day yesterday. So it finally wandered its way through the system. All right. Nature of the action. When Sir? Why is this starting with Joe DiMaggio? Also, does MrBeast know who Joe DiMaggio is? He's 25 years old. Really? When Joe DiMaggio was this is a lawyer. The lawyer is making this reference, not MrBeast. When Joe DiMaggio was asked why he hustled on every play of every game, he responded that, quote, there is always a kid who may be seeing me for the first time. I owe him my best. This encapsulates the philosophy of one of the most accomplished and prolific online content creators in the world, Jimmy Donaldson, aka MrBeast. Brings... the philosophy he brings. I lost that sentence. Too much happened. Brings to everything he does, from his global YouTube channels to his other business ventures. It is the reason that, quote unquote, MrBeast is one of the most recognizable and valuable brands in the world. I don't disagree with that. MrBeast's YouTube channel, which has over 172 million subscribers, ranks as the third most subscribed channel on the platform. #1 overall for individual creators, right? Because CoComelon's a company. And his earnings are estimated to be the highest of any social media creator. I don't doubt that. However, it is his philanthropy which sets him apart from other social media superstars. Named by Time Magazine as one of the world's 100 most influential people in 2023. When we start living in idiocracy, MrBeast becomes president. That's just I don't see any other option at this point. MrBeast has used his online platform to raise tens of millions of dollars for charitable causes, donate over 6 million pounds of food through his nonprofit organization, Beast Philanthropy, help countless individuals and small businesses in need. In 2020, the global pandemic crippled huge swaths of the economy. Yep. While small businesses across industries were feeling the brunt of the pandemic, the restaurant industry in particular faced a sudden threat to its very existence: the inability to service customers in brick and mortar locations. At the same time, MrBeast was planning to launch a new business that would be entirely aligned with his philanthropic mission, in that it would help thousands of restaurants bring in revenue during the pandemic that they would not otherwise have been able to do. Specifically, in 2020, Beast contracted with Virtual Dining to launch and run a virtual dining brand called MrBeast Burger, not made out of actual MrBeast. The goal of the business was simple. Relying entirely on the strength of MrBeast's brand, the business would create a virtual restaurant with a selection of MrBeast branded food items, but would then partner with existing restaurants who would prepare those items and share in a significant portion of the revenue from their sales. The business model would not compete with its partner restaurants, but instead would generate significant additional revenue for them, and did not require brick and mortar service. The menu items are only ordered online through food delivery applications such as Grubhub, DoorDash, and Uber Eats. Because quality and fan/customer satisfaction are paramount above all else for MrBeast, he expected that his fans would be the recipients of excellent customer service and superior branded food product. If you watch the day that this launched, does anyone remember the day that this launched on social media? Because the social medias were aflutter with people getting food that looked awful. Like, people were just like, today is the day MrBeast Burger launch. And every content creator feels that makes kind of a reaction content or has content that is aligned with MrBeast content or talks about MrBeast or MrBeast content. Everyone was like, I ordered every item on the MrBeast menu. And most had not great experiences from my memory. That was a whole day. Ultimately, however, because Virtual Dining Concepts was more focused on rapidly expanding the business as a way to pitch the virtual restaurant model to other celebrities for its own benefit. Did David Dobrik ever open that pizza location? Is that part of this? Anyway, this is despite numerous objections by MrBeast, whose complaints about quality control fell on deaf ears. As a result, MrBeast Burger has been regarded as a misleading, poor reflection of the MrBeast brand that provides low-quality products to customers that are delivered late in unbranded packaging, fail to include the ordered items, and in some instances were inedible. Here's the thing. I imagine that a lot of the people who are not doing this for content are ordering this for their kids. His audience is young. So, I'm not going to lie that I don't get horrendously disappointed when my food delivery shows up, because I am in the country. So there's not a lot of options and it takes a while, which I understand. But if my food delivery shows up wrong, there is a level of disappointment that I can't overcome. I'm very ADHD. I'm like, but I wanted to eat this and now I can't eat this. And now my brain has stopped and I'm just mad. Worse for a 10-year-old, 5-year-old, 6-year-old. Customers have referred to the burgers as being disgusting, revolting, and inedible. They have claimed that it is sad MrBeast would put his name on this because it's kids. These are parents mostly ordering things for their kids. We're going to get to the disgusting photos of food in a minute, so if you're eating, just heads up. They have claimed that it is sad MrBeast would put his name on this. MrBeast is being canceled over burgers. Never had something so nasty. Inaccurate marketing. Orlando's worst burger. Big name, poor food. Very upsetting for the high price. Likely the worst burger I've ever had. The problem is perhaps best exemplified in the following Reddit post. From Reddit, well, that sucks. Finally ordered our first MrBeast burger and then realized after the first bite that it was mostly just raw meat. Gross. MrBeast has a very large brand. Do you guys remember when he tweeted about this? I don't know if the tweets are down now. But MrBeast tweeted about this saying, I can't get out of this contract. There was a whole day that I was very distracted by this on Twitter because I was like, why aren't you suing? Because it was, we've had issues with quality control. They won't let me take my name off of it. They are forcing me to continue in this contract. But there was a provision regarding quality control and brand protection. And I'm like, and where is the lawsuit? That was maybe a month and a half ago, 2 months ago. Here's the lawsuit. I should have screenshotted it because they're all down now. I need to learn from Peter Mon. I need to look at that and be like, huh, that's going to be a thing, and take a fucking screenshot. One New York reviewer, echoing the sentiments of thousands, said MrBeast burger was the absolute worst burger I've ever eaten in my entire life. It was like eating spoonfuls of garlic powder, fries were soggy, ice cold, don't waste your money. More than half of the MrBeast burger virtual restaurants have less than 2 out of 5 stars, which is well below the median score of 4 stars across the platform. That's not good. One father of 2 felt that he had let his children down by ordering Beast burgers. I can imagine. Because when your kids are like, we're trying MrBeast burger, and then it's awful, you're just like, I have A, spent more money than I would normally spend on fast food, and B, my child wants to cry. When he received terrible quality food in unbranded packaging that he was able to trace back to 7-Eleven. Exhibit C. Customers do not expect their MrBeast burger to come in a 7-Eleven bag. That's not what anybody expects from a MrBeast branded product. Equally disturbing, many customers believe that MrBeast is personally responsible for this mess. Yes, his name is on it. As evidenced by statements such as, how could you do this to me, Jimmy? In all caps. Attached as Exhibit B, here too is a compilation of a handful of thousands of negative reviews. This is 108 pages long because of the exhibits. There are literally thousands of negative reviews, articles, and comments from people who are deeply disappointed in the fact that MrBeast would put his name on this product. Right, because licensing his name is his brand reputation. Because the entire business is based on the tremendous global value of the MrBeast brand, it is MrBeast himself, not VDC, that has borne the brunt of the, quote, justified attacks and criticism, or I said paren. MrBeast has made every effort. I'd like to know what they are. Attach the emails. I would like to see the emails. Lawyer. MrBeast made every effort to cause VDC to fix these significant quality control problems as soon as he learned of them, but they refused or were incapable. As a result, VDC has caused material irreparable harm to the MrBeast brand and MrBeast reputation, not only through its abject failure to ameliorate the significant quality control problems with the virtual business, but also through their other material breaches of agreements with MrBeast. By way of example, VDC reportedly denied MrBeast his valuable approval rights by posting his name, image, and brand on social media and elsewhere without first obtaining his written approval. That's probably in the contract. Because MrBeast is making like hundreds of thousands of dollars per brand deal. Like, you can't just use his name and likeness to sell stuff without working with him. Further, in violation of their agreements and a trademark law, VDC registered various trademarks throughout the world using MrBeast's name and brand. What the fuck? How is that in your contract? That can't be in their contract. I mean, maybe it is. If it's in their contract, I would be shocked. So they registered the MrBeast trademark outside of the US. So for trademark registration, you generally have to register by country, right? So there are some, like the EU, there are some places that are grouped a little bit, but in the US, your trademark registration is for the US only. If you want trademark protection in Canada, you have to register in Canada. If you want trademark protection elsewhere, you have to register elsewhere. But the fact that they registered MrBeast as a trademark elsewhere, and they probably used Beast Burger to prove that they had the right to do it, even though they were just licensed, I bet they didn't have the right to that trademark. But now you've got to spend the money and time and energy to litigate this internationally to get your name back. Wow. They listed themselves as the sole owners of the trademarks. Y'all, if that is true, I wonder when he found out. I wonder what that conversation was with the lawyers was like. Because I can imagine how I would react. And my brand is not a billion-dollar brand. The way I'd be fucking pissed. That's shady. To be clear, while this business has made millions of dollars, MrBeast has not received a dime. Unfortunately, due to the material, irreparable harm to MrBeast's reputation and brand caused by VDC's failure to uphold its end of the parties' agreements, MrBeast had no choice but to seek a judicial declaration that he has the right to terminate the business. and damages from the harm caused by VDC's multiple material breaches of the agreements. This is going to come down to the contract. Consistent with MrBeast's philosophy, if the MrBeast Burger virtual business cannot provide the highest level of service and products to its customer, then it should not continue. VDC has some things to say about it, and we'll get to that next. Don't you worry. VDC has some strong words, and I think there will be a countersuit here. We're going to not get to jurisdiction and venue specifically because there is an order to show cause regarding this and no new filings. There are problems here. Warning, warning, there are problems here. Venue of this action in New York is proper because the agreements state, and this is something we didn't see in the Lizzo suits, the endorsement and services agreement entered into between Beast Investments, so MrBeast's company, and the companies being sued, VDC. Is it CVD or VDC? Stop it. You can't switch back and forth between CVD and VDC. My brain literally can't. But anyway, between MrBeast's company and these companies, provided that all disputes shall be initiated in the federal courts of New York, or in the state or federal courts of New York. They still have to prove why they need to be in federal court, but they have a choice of law provision, and this might be in the Lizzo contracts too. They didn't say it anywhere. But this is your choice of law provision. If you have a contract, read it. It will say all disputes, it might say, all disputes to be litigated here. You can negotiate the choice of law provision to where the laws are more friendly to you or where you live and you don't have to trek somewhere else, but whatever. These are in the laws of state or federal court of New York. But you still have to say why you deserve to be in federal court, and that's not stated here. We'll get to that later. The parties. Plaintiff Beast Investments is an LLC organized in North Carolina, wholly owned subsidiary of B Burger 1456 & Co., a corporation organized in Delaware. Non-party Jimmy Donaldson is the majority owner of B Burger 1456 & Co. So what that means is that B Burger 1456 & Co. is a Delaware corporation that owns the subsidiary Beast Investments. Umbrella company, subsidiary companies. It probably owns other subsidiary companies. Delaware company, North Carolina company. MrBeast is the sole owner. No, majority owner of those. Defendant business formations is fascinating. God. Emily, if you could interview MrBeast, what would you say? I would say, can I talk to your manager and your lawyer about your business structures? I'm really curious how he's incorporated his umbrella companies and how each business has different, I would imagine, different umbrella companies, what the umbrella companies for the production company look like. I'm so curious. How did you all decide to do this? How does it all work? Can I get a chart? I liked business associations a lot in law school. Defendant CVD is a limited liability company from Florida, wholly owned by VDC, a limited liability company organized in Florida. VDC, in turn, is wholly owned and operated by Defendant Virtual Holdings. By Defendant Virtual Holdings, a corporation organized in Florida. VDC is the operating company for the Virtual Dining Concepts brand. So you've got umbrella companies and operating arms of the companies. I want to talk to your manager. His business manager. I want to talk to his business manager. I want to know how they're running this. The structural aspect of this is fascinating to my brain. I want to know all the things. The chat is agreeing with this lawsuit a lot. MrBeast Burger is revolting. We've seen a lot of that in the chat. He's got company translating his shows in other languages. Yes, a separate company from all of this. We'll talk about that later. Through my lenses, I actually love MrBeast Burger. The place I get it from makes it perfect. So your mileage may vary. Emily wants the inside scoop of the business setup. Yes, I do. Everybody else is like, how much money do you make? And how do you set up your videos? I'm like, how are your umbrella and holding companies set up? Like, how many holding companies do you have? How many operating companies do you have? Do you have like a full-time like law firm? Are there multiple? Like, who manages that? Like, who's your quarterback lawyer? Like, you need like a Ben Chew quarterback lawyer to manage all of this. Like, this is massive amounts of companies. Massive amounts of companies. And I don't think they're probably all under one umbrella company, because if something happens with like Feastables, you don't want it to impact the YouTube channel, and you don't want something that happens on the main YouTube channel to impact like who owns all the channels and who owns all the IP. And you don't want stuff on the main channel. Like if you're filming a main channel video in your studio, you don't want somebody, if they slipped and fell in the studio, to then be able to sue and get everything that's housed under all the businesses. It's just so wild. Let's continue. Plaintiff is informed and believes that each defendant at all times mentioned in this complaint was an agent of the others. Okay. So we've got North Carolina, Delaware, Florida. We'll see. We'll get into diversity in a bit. Factual allegations: establishment of MrBeast Burger business. On September 3rd, 2020, Beast Investments and CVD entered into an endorsement and services agreement in order to establish the MrBeast Burger business. I am not going to be able to keep saying that fast. Pursuant to the agreement, the business would be run by VDC, who purported to be an expert in virtual dining, which involves the creation of virtual dining brands that operate in a delivery-only model. Beast Investments, in turn, granted VDC the right to utilize MrBeast's name, image, likeness, voice, picture, photograph, signature, biographical data, endorsements, and statements, collectively brand attributes, to advertise, market, and promote Beast Burger virtual restaurant brand and operations. However, because Beast has spent years because Jimmy has spent years developing his brand into one of the most valuable in the world, and because his brand was a central component of the endeavor's success, it was a central component of their deal that Jimmy would retain strict control over the use of his name, image, likeness, and brand by the Beast Burger business. Is Sugar Bear Hair involved at some point? I have a question. Seems the Red Robin ones are the best ones. That tracks. I mean, that would make logical sense. They already make burgers. They make good burgers. Therefore, pursuant to the endorsement agreement, Jimmy retained all of his own intellectual property rights and had strict, non-waivable approval rights over the use of his image and brand in connection with all facets of the business. All uses of the brand attributes shall be subject to the prior reasonable approval of the company, which approval must be in writing. Without these valuable approval rights, Jimmy would not have entered into the agreement. He's licensing the right to use his name, his assets, his company, his image, his likeness, all that. That's the value there. They're making the things, the burgers. He's lending all of the marketing. Oh, Siri, this is very Tati. He's licensing his brand for this. Launch of virtual business, rapid expansion, and discovery of QC issues. Beast Burger publicly launched its first virtual business in December 2020. To announce the launch, Jimmy created a MrBeast Burger pop-up restaurant and filmed a video titled, "I opened a restaurant that pays you to eat at it." Jimmy manned the restaurant with his friends and gave away free burgers all day. He also generously handed out stacks of cash, free AirPods, iPads to many customers. He even gifted a brand new car, shocked, to a customer who got sideswiped while waiting in line for food at the drive-thru. Giving away a car is very, very MrBeast of him. Evidencing the popularity of the concept and strength of the brand, over 1,000 cars were lined up before the pop-up even opened in the morning. At the end of the video, Jimmy announced the launch of the Beast Burger virtual business. Great marketing. The video became viral and now has over 156 million views. Beast Burger was an immediate success, selling millions of burgers in just its first 3 months. Well, that first day was rough, as I recall. Upon information and belief at the time that Beast Burger launched, VDC did not have any other celebrity collaborations that could even come close to bringing in the level of revenue that was achievable through Beast Burger. Instead, VDC sought to use the Beast Burger model and business success as a way to attract other celebrities who might wish to partner with them in the virtual dining space. Right, that's the benefit for them, right? The benefit for them is like, look at what we've done with this brand. You can do it too. To that end, it was the interest of VDC to capitalize on the initial success and expand as rapidly as possible, establishing partnerships with restaurants in hundreds of new locations across the globe. In fact, Beast Burger was described by Forbes magazine as the fastest growing restaurant brand in the country. Because when you don't have to open it from the ground up, it's a lot different. In 2021, Beast Burger's first full year in operation, VDC opened 1,000 virtual locations. That is a lot. In 2022, they nearly doubled the number of virtual locations, expanding to 1,700. As stated earlier, and to be clear, while VDC has made millions of dollars through this business, Beast Investments has not been paid a dime. This is true even though Beast Investment is owed royalties and distributions under the endorsement. That's the agreement and the letter agreements. However, while this rapid expansion might have been a useful selling point for VDC in an attempt to secure other celebrity endorsement deals, it was not in the best interest of MrBeast Burger, the MrBeast brand, the partner restaurants, or most importantly, the customers, as it soon became apparent that in focusing first and foremost on growth, VDC lost sight of the most important aspect of the business, controlling the quality of the customer experience and the food. Customers, food reviewers, and the press quickly began to call out and continue to call out in great numbers significant problems with Beast Burger, commenting that the business concept and advertising was misleading, the products were low quality, orders were constantly late, orders arrived in unbranded packaging, orders failed to include the ordered items, the website functioned improperly, and customers were denied legitimate requests for refunds. Because the MrBeast brand is central to VDC, it is MrBeast who has borne the constant, ongoing, painful brunt of the criticism and ridicule. He has received direct blame for the disappointment of customers because his name is on all the rest of it. Of course he's received direct blame. This is the problem with licensing. When it goes bad, it's you. Like Jacqueline's lipsticks, right? The fuzzy lipsticks. She didn't go make the lipsticks, but her name's on it. So she's the one that's going to bear the brunt, not the makeup lab. It's her name. And it sounds like under this agreement, MrBeast was like, do better. And they're like, nah, open more. That's what it's sounding like, or what they're alleging. This is precisely why, pursuant to the letter agreement, Beast Investment had the right to terminate the entirety of the business, including the restaurants, if Beast Burger materially or irreparably tarnishes MrBeast's reputation. A key element to this contract, and I think with 100 pages of people pissed about the quality, you could argue that it damages the reputation, but this is something that can get sorted out in court. But we watched together, most of us, Depp v. Heard. Trying to put value on reputational damage is not easy. I think in this case, it's much easier to show because the restaurants have the negative reviews, and the restaurants have negative reviews saying things like, Jimmy, how could you do this to me? What is this? And you can see those reviews as a direct correlation between the damage and reputation, different than in Depp Heard, where it was opportunities not taken, brand deals lost, things like that. So I think they actually have a better time showing the damage to reputation, which is why this shouldn't have ended up in court. It should have been like, we've brought this to your attention over and over and over again. We're absolutely canceling our contract. I wonder what they said when they said, we're canceling. Upon learning of the significant criticisms of Beast Burger and the devastating attacks on his own personal brand and reputation, Jimmy personally and or through his representatives, y'all should know, both immediately raised concerns with VDC, including in regular weekly or bi-weekly meetings, and sought to correct the failure. Unfortunately, in addition to failing to take steps to improve the quality of the product being delivered to MrBeast customers and fans, VDC has continued to use the brand image and likeness without prior consent, as is required. So they're still advertising, and he's like, the fuck you are, in connection with their relentless, irresponsible expansion across the globe. The lawyers who have written this have made it real clear to follow. Real clear to follow. We're not jumping around in time. It is a real linear lawsuit. And for that, I am immensely grateful. Irresponsible expansion across the globe. Exhibit C containing just some examples of this. As a result, the significant irreparable harm to the MrBeast brand continues to escalate. It's getting worse. Expansion into the brick and mortar business in 2021, as pandemic-related restrictions were lifted, Jimmy believed that expansion into a brick and mortar business would allow for a stricter oversight of customer experience and quality control. Did you guys all see the video? I saw the video. I saw two videos. I saw Jimmy's video on it, and then I think Colin and Samir did a video like behind the scenes of what that launch day was like. Their entire mall was like the craziest thing I've ever seen. MrBeast believed the expansion into brick and mortar would allow stricter oversight to customer experience and QC. I'm going to just say that instead of saying quality control 900 times because my mouth is getting like tired. As well as provide unique destination-based experiences to MrBeast fans and allow for an expanded menu of healthy and sustainable options. Like going to Hell's Kitchen? But like maybe you'll get free money instead of get yelled at? I don't know. On January 23rd, 2022, Beast Investments and VDC entered into a letter agreement which set forth the foundation for the expansion of the Beast Burger. I have questions at this point. Damn it, that's not what I meant to do. Damn it, Janet. Wait, where is my record scratch? Wrong button. Okay. If you are already having substantial QC issues, reckless expansion, and use of your name and likeness that you are not okay with, why are we going, you know what would make this better? A brick and mortar. Brick and mortars are expensive to start up. They are riskier. I'm sorry for everybody with the horn. I apologize. I meant the record scratch. After all of this that we've read, is this a company that y'all want to open more in? Because I feel like this isn't going to fix it. It seems like doubling down on something that's broken. On January 23rd, 2022, they signed a new letter to expand into brick and mortar. Brick and mortar means physical location, not a this is made at a Red Robin and then delivered to you by DoorDash and MrBeast branding. This is an actual MrBeast restaurant where you can go into. Yes, all the red flags. This is like, hey, I'm not sure where our relationship is going. Let's get a puppy. No, it's not going to help. A puppy's not going to make it better. James and Raquel. Sorry to get back to the VPR, VPR analogies. And that letter agreement set the foundation for the expansion of Beast Burger into brick and mortar and addressed other global aspects of the business. Footnote 1. The operative agreement relevant to the claims set forth here are the endorsement agreement and the letter agreement. The endorsement agreement expressly permits its disclosure, quote, to enforce the terms of this agreement. The letter agreement is vague and ambiguous on this point, so in an abundance of caution, plaintiffs shall not quote directly from the agreement. However, it is available for the court's consideration, and defendants are aware which provisions are at issue. The parties did open one brick and mortar concept in New Jersey in September 2022. However, because VDC was interested only in developing its own virtual branded restaurant business, little attention was paid to the brick and mortar. As a result, upon information and belief, the Beast Burger virtual business accounts for approximately 90% of the revenue. I don't know if they know. Are they getting accountings? No wonder then that VDC dragged its feet on aggressively focusing on customer service and quality and instead continued to selfishly prioritize immediate virtual growth and sales ambitions, right? It's faster money, much faster money, easier money. Red Robin already has a location. Hey, can you put a burger in this box instead of in that box and send it out on DoorDash? Sure. That's a lot easier than hiring staff, maintaining all of the things that go with a business. When you're doing a virtual concept, the restaurant's handling all of that. They're getting a cut to just make extra food. It's a much easier business. Griffin was like, yes, you've demonstrated a complete lack of ability to manage the business. So let's expand your role by being involved in brick and mortar, which is harder and more expensive. In addition, even though Jimmy retained ownership and strict oversight of the use of IP, VDC registered trademarks for MrBeast Burger in the European Union, Canada, Thailand, Singapore, Mexico, and Malaysia as part of its rapid global expansion without Beast investment authorization, consent, or even knowledge, which is an indisputable breach of the parties' agreement. When did you find out that happened? I want to know that when did you find out and what happened next? Pursuant to the endorsement agreement, all rights in and to talent's attributes shall continue to be owned exclusively by licensor. Yeah, you can't use the MrBeast name to trademark it. Wolf said, so we're getting it in the EU? Probably not. Probably not. I think you have Feastables in the EU, but probably not this. Probably not this. Further, as VDC expanded, it repeatedly used MrBeast's name, image, brand in marketing and advertising materials on social media and elsewhere without his prior consent, which was an indisputable breach of the parties' agreement, most recently in advertisements in Mexico and Ireland. Ireland might have a MrBeast burger then. Specifically, the endorsement agreement provides as follows: all of MrBeast's attributes utilized under this agreement and all uses of talent's attributes shall be subject to prior reasonable approval of licensor. Well, how do you define reasonable? In addition, all brand products, brand packaging materials, and all uses of the materials which incorporate talent's attributes shall be the subject to a prior reasonable approval of licensor. They're going to be like, well, you didn't approve it. They probably didn't ask, but we don't know. Rachie said, doesn't MrBeast have his name and license trademarked? You can't really trademark a likeness. You can trademark brand assets. His name is probably trademarked, but I don't know if his name is trademarked in Mexico, Singapore, Thailand, Canada, EU, and Malaysia, where they were able to trademark MrBeast Burger. It is indisputable that as a result of VDC's failure to correct the serious problems, that the brand reputation has been materially harmed. Because they have failed to meaningfully ameliorate the serious issues in customer experience and product quality in the business, and because of repeated failure to gain the requisite approval for the use of the images, Jimmy has no choice but to seek an order from the court finding that Beast Investments has the right to terminate the agreement. Like, they want the court, so they're going to be asking for declaratory relief. They're going to be asking for other things too, but declaratory relief is like, excuse me, mom, I need you to tell us who's right. Excuse me. I need an order from you that they've breached the contract so we can exit the contract. Okay? So declaratory relief is the judge needs to rule something or decide something. That doesn't go to a jury. That's a matter of law. And the court is the fact finder and the arbiter of that. I wonder if there's an arbitration clause in these agreements. Like, is this in court so that the public knows and then goes to arbitration? Or is this going to stay in court? Curious. In addition, defendants materially breached and expressed the implied provisions of the agreements, tarnishing the brand, registering 6 international trademarks without the approval, creating advertising without approval, failing to create a jointly owned entity with plaintiff as required, failing to create the required operating agreement, failing to permit plaintiff to appoint a manager of the businesses as required by the agreement, failing to transfer shares as required by the agreement, failing to pay the amounts owed to plaintiff, constantly serving inedible food, and providing incomplete service or incompetent service. Sorry, my brain went incompetent, not incomplete, which tarnished the brand and frustrated the plaintiff's ability to benefit from the endorsement. First cause of action, declaratory judgment. Your Honor, please tell us we can leave this agreement. Second cause of action, breach of contract. Your Honor, they breached their contract. Give us money. Third cause of action, accounting. We want to see the books. You have to provide the books. This is going on in the Toddy suit too. They were suing for accounting. Give us all of the records of everything for this business. Prayer for relief, declaratory judgment that Beast Investments has the immediate right to terminate the letter and no further engage, meaning he can pull all of his branding and Beast Burger shuts down. For an accounting of all revenues, preliminary and permanent injunctive relief to stop the company from ever using MrBeast name, likeness, image, intellectual property, blah, blah, blah again, awarding their share of royalty payments and future damages, compensatory damages, costs, attorney's fees, interest. That's it. Request for jury trial. The jury trial would only be on the breach of contract. Really. The rest of it would go to the judge. Declaratory judgment and accounting would be determined by the judge. Exhibit A. Oh, emails are attached. Wonderful. January 3rd, 2023. These are new emails. My children adore and love watching MrBeast videos daily. This is not a complaint or grab for attention or money back. It is a complaint, I'm sure. It might be so you are aware. Most things start with, I love you, but. God, I love emails. I don't love answering my own emails. I love reading other people's emails. I love it when there are attachments and lawsuits. It's always fascinating, right? This is not a complaint or a grab for attention or money back. It's more to make you aware of the situation that may be tarnishing your name with a product that is just being misrepresented. I think that's a really kind approach on this. Do you know how bad this is? I think that's a very kind way to approach this. On December 30th, my son 11 and daughter 8 planned an evening out with their father, and it consisted of introducing me to MrBeast while eating MrBeast burgers. Sounds like a good plan to me, so I first tried to help them with the app, which continued to say it was not available in my country, the USA. After a while, I decided to just order through MrBeastBurger.com. This went fairly well, but after the order was placed, I noticed that I could not tip the driver, which ended up being an Uber picking up my order. I ended up paying cash to the driver, but I'm not sure how often that happens or if it was a glitch. Drivers may not want to pick up orders because of this, which delays food being delivered in a timely manner. That's a really, really good bit of information that a business owner would want to know. Hey, I couldn't tip the driver, so that's a problem. I like the concept of virtual dining and have been in the know about this for years since my good friend is an EVP at Red Lobster. After the order, I was given an address that I was able to trace back to a 7-Eleven in Winter Springs, Florida. Does 7-Eleven make fresh food from scratch? I thought they just warmed food up. I have questions. Maybe some 7-Elevens have kitchens. I don't know. After watching and learning more about MrBeast, I'm guessing, I just don't see how a place like 7-Eleven should be preparing and serving $10 burgers and expensive fries for a figure so well known and loved by so many people, especially when they arrive in a white plastic bag with white generic styrofoam containers and no pickles or condiments on the MrBeast fries. With that being said, I do not want to bring attention to this with my kids and bring down their excitement. I just know by the look of disappointment on their faces when the food arrived, how the items were missing upset them. Well, I think how the items were packaged might have upset them too, because that's part of the experience, right? The whole thing. Like, what makes a burger a MrBeast burger is the fact that it comes in a box that says MrBeast burger on it. Prior to the delivery, they were showing me pictures of other delivered MrBeast food, what it looks like, so I knew how sad they were. They quickly got over it and ate their food. That's better than my kids might have done. For an 11 and an 8-year-old, well done. Whoever wrote this email, your kids are resilient. I am proud of you. I do not want to take pictures of their food or talk about it, so that's why I only took photos after we ate. I'm not even going to get into how everything tasted. It's just the misrepresentation that I am saddened by and how it let my children down. If there's a small chance that this may get read or anything done about the situation with improving quality control, an excellent idea and concept, it will make this all worth it. That's a really kind email. A very like, hey, FYI. Wah, wah. Like that just doesn't look like that just here. For reference. Hold on. For reference. I think their website's still up. Because MrBeast has no control of bringing the website down. For reference, this is what is on the website, right? Chris style, Beast style, Carl's grilled cheese, Chandler style, Nashville hot chicken tender sandwich. The packaging all has, packaging, world's first MrBeast at Mall of America. And you can see that you're expecting to get food and Beast style fries with all kinds of stuff on them in Beast packaging, right? Where are we? That is not what you expect. Exhibit B, Beast Burger reviews by platform, YouTube reviews. The deceptive world of ghost kitchens. MrBeast caught serving raw meat. We ordered MrBeast burger and it was a disaster. The screenshot on Ethan Klein's face. Wow. Trying the worst restaurant in Los Angeles. Why is the health department what's coming up in this screenshot? MrBeast burger is gross. MrBeast burger is disgusting. Underwhelming MrBeast review. Raw meat. MrBeast burger, raw patty. I would need to see these videos. MrBeast burger is raw. MrBeast burger review, worst burger ever. I'm guessing it's getting 3 stars. MrBeast burger review, it's a terrible meme burger. MrBeast is being canceled over burgers. MrBeast burger sucks and here's why. MrBeast burger messed up. MrBeast responds to angry fans. This is the saddest food I've ever had. Even my chicken sandwiches is just too tenders and the burgers are undercooked. Well. Ethan in a lawsuit. Where he's not a party. That's very fair. You've made it. We tasted MrBeast burger restaurant. Here's what happened. Full menu. Does his shirt say I'm lactose intolerant? Reddit reviews. Oh dear. Raw and disgusting. Got the burger today. It was so fucking raw and disgusting that when I took the top bun off, half the burger peeled off. Thank God I was going to add more pickles instead of going in for a bite. I got a full refund. I wish I could add a picture. It's so bad. MrBeast burger is gross. 2 years ago. Literally took one bite of my burger and Googled MrBeast burger is gross. Fries were super underdone. And by the time they got here, they were in a bag made translucent from the grease and they were all smashed together, making one big fry puck. MrBeast raw burger. I mean, I can't tell if some of these are, that looks raw as fuck. MrBeast raw burger. The chicken sandwich I got from MrBeast burger today. Oh God. Not the chicken. That's disgusting. It is. It's chicken tenders shoved in a thing, but they're not. Oh God, they're not cooked. Sorry. Okay, we're going to keep. Ugh. At least this one came in the MrBeast box. Finally ordered our first MrBeast burger and then realized after the first bite it was mostly just raw meat. I ordered MrBeast burger. Raw meat for my son's birthday. No QC and lack of food safety. I know Jimmy is a friend of the show. I don't know whose Reddit this is in. Wait, now I want to know whose Reddit this is in. Whose Reddit is this in? I know Jimmy is a friend of the show. Is this in the H3 Reddit? But his restaurant venture seems pretty shitty if he didn't do his due diligence on employing the right kitchens. I don't think that was under his control. Ghost kitchens are notorious for flying under the radar on food safety and cleanliness because there's less of a chance of being reported without a dining area unless it's egregious, as seen here. Most of them have a dining area just for the other thing. There's a link? Oh, there is a link. Hold on. Let's see if it actually links out. Oh, it does not. It does not link out. Yelp reviews. Burger was burnt. All 4 burgers looked like this. My kid would be like, the fuck I'm eating that. Stomach issues. Worst chicken sandwich ever. Rock hard. I mean, I guess it's better than raw? Maybe? These are from 2022. This is before they decided to do an in-person. Wouldn't feed it to my dog. Yeah, please don't. Your dog deserves better. Tough as shoe leather. Business won't last long. We're all sick. Yeah. The food quality is awful. Hey, from Palos Verdes Estates, California. I know exactly where that is. Hair in my burger. A lot of these are from California. I wasn't paying attention earlier. I love South Redondo Beach. Everything charred. Undercooked beef. I'm sorry, I got distracted. This one's from North Carolina. Home of MrBeast. Raw chicken sandwich. My son tried this new place called MrBeast Burger today. Being that they are new, the only way he could get it was by it being delivered through a third-party affiliate, Grubhub. Ma'am, that's how that works. What he received was beyond disgusting. The chicken was not even cooked. He could not find a phone number online to reach out to the company, so he DM'd their IG account, attached as the response and a picture of the food. For all the people that are looking forward to trying this restaurant, check it before you bite into it. They also sent him the wrong order of fries. Unfortunately, we cannot access anything ordered through third-party services. Please report this to Grubhub. Right, because they have no ability to do it. Oh, that chicken's so raw. The raw meat bothers me way less than the raw chicken. Hopefully no one gets sick. As seen in the photos, raw chicken, raw burger patty. Took a bite of the chicken too. Raw chicken, not a smashed burger, and very... Okay, I can't look at the chicken pictures. That's not how you spell salmonella, I don't think, but I'm here for it. Salmonella sandwich. Google reviews. Never had something so nasty. Bug in my sandwich. Fan of MrBeast, but this is just terrible. Sad that MrBeast would put his name on this. Cold and soggy. Who runs this place? Dumpster fire with raw burgers. Please just go to McDonald's. Twitter reviews. Worst burger I've ever had. I want the date on these though. Like, how far were these before doing the in-person, the brick and mortar? Unacceptable as food. Yeah. Undercooked chicken and beef. Gross. Undercooked bacon. Gross. Way too many undercooked burgers. Worst experience. Please work on the quality. My 7-year-old ate MrBeast raw chicken. I have got to get past the chicken. I cannot with these chicken pictures. How is there that much raw chicken? We ordered what we got. That is sad. MrBeast Burger trends as Twitter roasts raw and undercooked food. MrBeast Burger trends. Yep. May 16th, 2021. I remember that. Raw MrBeast Burger. I'm so glad that they blurred it out. Which news outlet is this? Thank you for the work of blurring out the horrific pictures. So all the news articles, because of course, when something trends on Twitter, it becomes the media cycle, right? So, Twitch streamer loses it reviewing MrBeast's Shrek quesadilla burger, worst thing ever. Which streamer? Why do some fans not like MrBeast burger? It seems like it's mostly disgusting. That's why. Has fans divided? Well, I imagine depending on who you get the burger from, Jimmy would literally never approve this picture. Literally would never approve this picture. Literally never. That does not fit with the brand. It really depends on where you get it from, right? It just depends on if you have a really good local kitchen that is being used as the ghost kitchen, you're going to have a good experience. Otherwise, you're going to have a bad experience. MrBeast burger looks like Sweden just got a whole lot tastier. Jimmy's like, I spend upwards of $10,000 to produce a thumbnail and you've put this shit on the internet? Are you kidding me? Oh my God. I'm sorry for all of you in Sweden. This is not okay. Now available in Ireland. He would literally never approve any of these. Oh my God. The luck of the Irish is on our side. There's no way. There's no way that these would have gotten approved. This is so bad. The Mexico one's my favorite though. Look, when your burgers are showing up not like this, I don't think the bigger burger is going to help in the ads. These are the ads. These are what's on their Instagram. From the man who is so picky about his thumbnails that if he can't come up with a good thumbnail for a video, even if he has spent multiple millions of dollars to make the video, he will scrap it. The tiny hand. These are photos from the Beast Burger account. Yes, these are from the Beast Burger account. Yes, they are. They're so bad. What is this? Okay, yes, these are really from the Beast Burger account on Instagram. Okay, so Virtual Dining Concepts has feelings about this. I'm outraged for like every parent who was like, I spent $75 on delivery that my kid was stoked about, and it was a shit show. Because I feel for everybody who was excited about that, who's a fan of MrBeast, who's like, I'm a fan of you, and now I have like, I'm supporting your company, I'm excited. And then for it to be absolutely disgusting is wild. But what is with those trademarks, those international trademarks? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Let's see what Virtual Dining Concepts had to say. This is from Gizmodo. Shout out to Philly DeFranco, because I saw that he pulled up this article yesterday and I was like, oh, they've responded. I was real excited about it. So yay for Phil DeFranco for covering this story too. Ghost kitchen company behind revolting burger accuses MrBeast of bullying. What now? Virtual Dining Concepts claims that MrBeast's lawsuit against the ghost kitchen company is meritless and riddled with false statements. Also, yes, Wolf Kiara said, and when you're not letting your kid eat the food, the hanger, and then you've ordered food, and now you have to fucking make food, or you have to order new food, which is going to take at least 45 minutes. But then you've ordered food. The mental gymnastics to then be like, and now I have to make dinner. Like, I'm suing for emotional distress at that point. The feud between YouTuber Jimmy Donaldson, more commonly known as MrBeast, and the ghost kitchen company Virtual Dining Concepts continue to rage on. I mean, it really just kicked off, and then we'll go to the order to show cause. After MrBeast filed a lawsuit against the company's it's more than the company's poor performance, VDC is accusing him of greed and bullying. the video autoplaying is so distracting to me reading this that I had to switch to reader. Virtual dining concepts did not take kindly to MrBeast's lawsuit. Well, if they thought they were going to use the success of Beast Burger to market, this lawsuit really publicly says, maybe don't. Maybe don't. VDC does not take kindly to MrBeast's lawsuit, in which he claimed the company allowed ghost kitchens associated with his name to serve customers poor quality and undercooked food that reviewers called revolting. The company now claims that the lawsuit is meritless and riddled with false statements and inaccuracies in a statement shared with Gizmodo. Oh, do tell me more. Virtual Dining Concepts alluded in its statement to the fact that MrBeast apparently wanted a larger stake in his deal with the company, leading VDC to label him as greedy and relying on bullying. Show me that you've paid him then. If he's greedy, show me that you've paid him then. So what they're saying is that everyone who has pictures of raw chicken that has literally ruined my afternoon is lying. And this is like the employer-employee lawsuit with Lizzo we looked at yesterday. It's like, no. You wanted more money and you didn't get more money. And now you're suing me. This is exactly what they're saying. No, you wanted more money and we didn't give you more money and now you're suing us. I don't think that's the way this is going to play out, but they're asking for an accounting. I am curious about the accounting. To the detriment of approximately 10 million happy MrBeast Burger Company, burger customers, how many customers have you served? Because I imagine that you get a couple restaurants that are great and some that are terrible. The problem is the ones that are great are never going to overcome those pictures of raw chicken. Will you ever order MrBeast if you've already? If you haven't, 92% of you haven't had Beast Burger. Would you ever, after seeing this lawsuit? Literally, would you ever? Nope. You can't overcome that. And his reputation can't overcome that. To the detriment of approximately 10 million happy MrBeast customers, hundreds of restaurants. And for the lawyers that watch this video in the future and see the chat scrolling with "I would never eat there" after this lawsuit is filed, there are over 7,800 people in the chat. So if you need a sample size, there it is. Thousands of employees who make MrBeast burger products daily. Those employees aren't going to lose their jobs because they're still working at their restaurants. Hopefully their restaurants are doing better than they were. And if the quality is that bad and they get a 2-star review, they shouldn't be making Beast Burger products anyway. Mr. Donaldson recently attempted to negotiate a new deal to serve his own monetary interests. Have you paid him yet? Is that, if you don't tell me that you have paid him or not, I'm going to need like a ukulele and I'm going to need you to explain it to me in the form of a song because that's the new standard. Maybe while wearing a gray sweatshirt. I'm going to need you to tell me if you've paid his company. He attempted to negotiate a new deal to serve his own monetary interests. When VDC refused to accede to his bullying tactics to give up more of the brand to him, he filed this ill-advised and meritless lawsuit. Oh, the lawyers are riled. Ill-advised. Lawyers love using ill-advised when they're mad. Ill-advised and meritless lawsuit seeking to undermine the MrBeast Burger brand and terminate his existing contractual relations without cause. He told you what the what the cause was. I mean, he has laid out cause. He's laid out a lot of cause. How is that not cause? I'm going to need you to explain to me how it's not cause. Toxic burger brand. Chugging down the tracks to gastric distress. Toxic burger brand. Based on hateful accusations. You know who hates it? The people with the raw fucking chicken. That's who hates it. That's who hates this. The raw chicken is who hates this. Toxic burger chain. That would have done better. That would have done better than toxic burger brand. I like it. I think we can rework this on the way to indigestion station. I think we're on to something here, Lawnards. Why would MrBeast seek to undermine the MrBeast brand? I think they're saying he's seeking to undermine the burger brand. I wonder if they are going to assert that he is shifted his attention to Feastables. MrBeast and VDC entered into an agreement in December 2020 to bring Beast Burger to the masses. Virtual Dining Concepts is a company that sets up ghost kitchens, we know, with celebrity clients that include, who else works with them? Buddy Cake Boss, I can't pronounce his last name, Valestro? The Cake Boss. Bravo, you are having a day. What food is Bravo's popping up? Bravo, what are you doing? Salmonella Station, based on hateful accusations. Now I need to know what Bravo's doing. What are you doing? And the podcast, Pardon My Take. Beast Burger is a fast food burger joint concept. We know that. Earlier this week, Beast Burger sued. The lawsuit featured evidence from fellow YouTubers like Eddie Burback and H3 Productions, who tried the restaurant and videos published to the platform, but also from customers who claimed to have received raw beef and undercooked chicken. That chicken undercooked is not right. Raw chicken. That was undercooked. Does not sell the level of gross that those photos of the chicken were. Bravo TV food is Shannon. Interesting. Now I need to know. But Shannon's not Bravo, but okay. It would not be accurate. So they've responded. The court also responded. So Virtual Dining Concept says they're being bullied by MrBeast and that there are no allegations here. Wait, did I miss a sentence without 23? Hold on. If I missed a sentence, let's pull it back up. They labeled him as greedy and relying on bullying. He is trying to terminate without cause. Let's see. They're suing, saying that that VDC was obsessed with expansion rather than QC. I don't know what last sentence I missed, but I think we got them all. Buddy's cake slice is also disgusting. Well, there we go. All right. Let's see what the court had to say. This is docket number 10, order to show cause. When the court is issuing an order to show cause so early in the case, it's not great. Order to show cause. This is from August 1st. There's no response to this yet. This action was filed on July 31st. Plaintiff asserts that this court has subject matter jurisdiction to hear this matter under 28 USC 1332A1 because the parties are completely diverse. The complaint, however, does not properly state the citizenship of the corporate parent of Plaintiff LLC or defendant Virtual Holdings. It is hereby ordered that plaintiffs are directed to show cause by August 15th why this should not be dismissed for lack of subject matter jurisdiction. If it's based on diversity jurisdiction, Miss Kensington, did diversity jurisdiction exist in this case? No, it did not. All the parties have to be diverse. So they want to know where the court's like, where's the holding company? The corporate parent of Plaintiff LLC, where are they? And where is the other defendant? That's what they want to know. So the court is ordered to show cause. We will see what happens with that. We need to talk about Taco Bell. I'm sorry, this isn't going to make you, it's not going to make you want to eat. Well, maybe this one's not as bad. You'll have to let me know if this one's as bad or not as bad as we move to the Taco Bell lawsuit. Let me switch my notes. I mean, at least it's not Wingstop. I don't know if I want Wingstop today after all of this. I worked 10 hours. All I want is Wingstop. All right. Let's pull up Taco Bell. No, you know what? we're going to do Velveeta first. We're going to do the mac and cheese first. I'm sorry, Miguelina. I changed my mind. I'm sorry. We're going to talk about mac and cheese first. We're going to talk about the Velveeta mac and cheese real quick. This one's fast. All right, let's talk about Velveeta first, and then we're going to talk about Taco Bell. That's not what I meant to do. I meant to swoop. You might remember this lawsuit. Plaintiff is suing because they allege the Velveeta shells and cheese are not, in fact, ready in 3.5 minutes. It takes longer to prepare than 3.5 minutes because you need to remove the lid. Then you need to add water. Then you microwave for 3.5 minutes. Then you have to stir in the cheese pouch. That takes more than 3.5 minutes. So they sued for that loss of 7 seconds because it's not ready in 3.5 minutes. It cooks in 3.5 minutes. Yes, the lawsuit between Ready and Cooks. This lawsuit. It's been moving its way through litigation station, and the court has ruled that this is dumb. In a 13-page order on the motion to dismiss, this is what the court has had to say. This causes before the court upon defendant Kraft Heinz Foods motion to dismiss. Plaintiff Amanda Ramirez filed a response in opposition. Defendant filed a reply. The court held a hearing. It was over an hour and a half long. The courts considered the motion, opposing and supporting submissions, the parties' oral arguments, and is otherwise fully advised. For the reasons set forth below, the motion is granted. They have yeeted this case. Plaintiff filed a class action lawsuit on November 18th and alleged that she purchased microwavable single-serve cups of mac and cheese between October and November 2022, among other times. Plaintiff claims that the product is marked ready in 3.5 minutes, but that the statement is false and misleading because the product takes longer than 3.5 minutes to prepare for consumption. Plaintiff included the following pictures from the box. According to the directions on the back of the packaging, there are 4 steps. Plaintiff further alleges that the directions outlined show a 3.5 minutes is the length of the time to complete one of several steps. Just the one. Consumers are misled to expect the product will be ready for consumption in a shorter amount of time than it really takes. How long does it take to put water in the thing? Really? Those facts form the basis of 7 claims against the defendant. We're not going through the claims again. Legal standard. 12b1, one element of a case or controversy is plaintiffs must have standing to sue. It's a threshold question. Are litigants entitled to have the court decide the merits of a case? To establish standing, the plaintiff must establish that it suffered an injury in fact, or is suffered an injury in fact that is concrete and particularized, actual or imminent, not conjectural or hypothetical. The injury is fairly traceable to the conduct of the defendant. The party invoking the federal jurisdiction bears the burden of proving standing. 12b6, failure to state a claim discussion. As noted above, defendant moves to dismiss the complaint, arguing plaintiff has not plausibly alleged consumer deception and lacks standing to bring her claims for damages. Plaintiff responds that her consumer deception claims are plausible and she has standing sufficient to allege injury. Standing, lack of injury. Defendant argues that plaintiff lacks standing because she suffered no injury. Specifically, defendant argues plaintiff has not plausibly alleged that she received the benefit or did not receive the benefit of her bargain, what she purchased. Similarly, in Sweeney, a case that also comes up in Legally Blonde, the court considered whether the plaintiff had standing to pursue a FDU TPA claim under a price premium theory of damages where she purchased wipes which the manufacturer allegedly misrepresented as flushable. It might be a different Sweeney case. Same name. That court found that the fact that the plaintiffs continued to purchase and use the defendant's flushable wipes makes their theory of damages too speculative to constitute any injury. I'm going to go to the court's holding. Plaintiff alleged that as a result of the false and misleading representations, the product is sold at a premium price, approximately no less than $10.99 for 8 2.39 ounce cups, excluding tax and sales, higher than similar products represented in a non-misleading way. The higher than it would be sold absent the misleading representations. So if they said ready in 4 minutes, it would be sold at a lower price, is the argument. She does not allege that she was unable to consume the product or that it was otherwise so flawed to be rendered useless. In fact, the complaint does not even include an allegation that plaintiff ever attempted to cook the product. Similarly, plaintiff's complaint contains no factual allegations that the price she might have paid if defendant's product was not marketed as ready in 3.5 minutes. Therefore, plaintiff failed to demonstrate an injury and lacks standing for the claims. Standing injunctive relief, we are going to zoom. Leave to amend. In her response, plaintiff requests leave to amend the motion if the motion to dismiss is granted. Like the plaintiff in previous case Valentine, plaintiff's request to amend appears to be an afterthought at the end of her response in opposition to defendant's motion to dismiss, making the request both procedurally defective and lacking in substantive support under the 11th Circuit precedent. Because plaintiff's request for leave to amend was not procedurally proper, it is denied. Plaintiff's complaint is dismissed without prejudice and without leave to amend. So if you want to sue again, bring a new case, bring a new filing fee. This case is closed. Accordingly, the court finds that it lacks subject matter jurisdiction because plaintiff has not adequately pled Article 3 standing. It is therefore ordered and adjudged as follows. Defendant's motion is granted. The complaint is dismissed without prejudice and without leave to amend. The clerk of court shall close this case. To the extent not otherwise disposed of, any scheduling hearings are canceled. All pending motions are denied as moot. All deadlines are terminated. Get the fuck out. Judge Bloom said, get the fuck out of my court. Get out. You can't amend this shit. Get out. Get out. Get out now. So with regard to, but Your Honor, subject matter jurisdiction matters. Look, these are the things we overlook when we get into the facts of a case sometimes, and I don't always dive into, but it matters. You weren't harmed. It says ready in 3.5 minutes, and you're saying that means cooks in 3.5 minutes, not ready in 3.5 minutes? You're done. GFO. We're done. So as to the ridiculous Velveeta Mac Cheese case, the court has yeeted thoroughly, and it brings me hope. It brings me hope because these types of predatory lawsuits not only make consumer products expensive for all of us, but it just is a mockery of anyone can sue anyone for anything. And I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. Our legal system is so busy with actual, people that are harmed to sue over the fact that it says ready in 3.5 minutes. And you think that means, cooks in 3.5 minutes, but it's not like all the way ready because you have to put water in the mac and cheese. Get out. The adults have things to do. Leave the mac and cheese alone. Speaking of mac and cheese, we need to talk about Taco Bell real quick. And then I have to yeet myself. Let's talk Taco Bell Crunch Wraps. We're going to zoom over this because we're going to have to get back to this on our next food court too. Taco Bell class action complaint. Frank is suing class action lawsuit Taco Bell Corp. Wait a second. I need to answer a question for myself. Is this the same lawyer? I didn't check before. I need to check the mac and cheese suit and see if it's the same attorney that brought it. I can't move. I can't move off of that thought until I see if it's the same law firm. All right. We're going to do it together. The team that brought the Velveeta lawsuit is the Wright Law Office and Sheehan and Associates. Let's see who's bringing the Taco Bell lawsuit. Because, just because you're wrong sometimes doesn't mean you're wrong all the time. Let's see. Who has filed this? Different lawyers. Law offices of James C. Kelly and Anthony Russo. Okay, I just had to look. Let's see. Did I swoop? Sometimes that's my computer. Tempest. Sometimes my computer bloops at me. I have a calendar appointment that it's trying to remind me of. Let's talk Taco Bell. Plaintiffs are mad at Taco Bell for advertising, misleading advertising. I have to say, I like Taco Bell. I do. Class action complaint. Plaintiff, on behalf of the class, I might have to join this class, brings an action against Taco Bell Corp. On behalf of himself and others who purchased a Crunchwrap Supreme, Grande Crunchwrap, Vegan Crunchwrap, Mexican Pizza, or Veggie Mexican Pizza from Taco Bell located in New York during the period of July 31st, 2020 through the date of the final disposition of the action. So if you live in New York and you want to get in, you can go order and see how it goes. Factual allegations. Deceptive trade practices for falsely advertising the amount of beef contained in these products. This lawsuit is literally asking,
where's the beef? Where's the beef?
I got to tell you, those Doritos Locos Tacos are so good. I like them so much. Too much. Taco Bell's advertisement for the Crunchwrap Supreme looks as follows when compared to the actual item provided to customers. Look, man. I have ordered Crunchwraps. They have never quite looked the way they do in the advertisement. I just wonder how many Crunchwraps they ordered to get the bad day Crunchwrap. And how are you harmed? Taco Bell's advertisement, you're out money and you're still hungry? Taco Bell's advertisement for the Grande Crunchwrap Supreme looks as follows. And how do I know that was a Grande Crunchwrap Supreme? How do I know that that's what you ordered? There also is no crunch in this Crunchwrap. Yeah. The current advertisement, and then they've got links to where it can be found. The photograph of the actual Crunchwrap Supreme received by a customer can be located on Reddit. Wait a second. You went and looked for Reddit photos? Is that not your plaintiff? Wait. Whose Reddit photo is this? I have so many questions. The photograph of the actual Crunchwrap Supreme received by a customer can be located at Reddit. Taco Bell comments, Crunchwraps are a joke nowadays. What? Are these from your plaintiff or not? Taco Bell's advertisement for the vegan Crunchwrap looks as follows. Actual vegan Crunchwrap. So, did you just go grab photos off of Reddit and be like, let's sue? Let's see what happens. Taco Bell's advertisement for the Mexican pizza looks as follows. Actual Mexican pizza received. What? That it? Screenshot of the actual vegan Crunchwrap received by a customer located on YouTube. Did you ask them if they wanted to be a part of the class action? Was this even in the class jurisdiction? Are these actual food received within the state of New York? How do you know if these are not your plaintiff? I would have assumed that your plaintiff, Frank, would have gone to Taco Bell in New York, ordered it, and then taken a photo. You scrolled Reddit to pull the fuck is happening? This is why we do a first look. The fuck is happening here? You just found people complaining about these items and threw the picture in this lawsuit. How are you harmed? How is your plaintiff harmed? Did your plaintiff even order at Taco Bell ever in the state of New York? Where are these photos from? Did these get served at Taco Bell in New York? Do you even following the fucking link? Do you even know where this person ordered literally just grabbed the Crunchwrap off of the Reddit from a year ago. Frank, my guy, this isn't your Crunchwrap. How are you just like out here suing? How are you just out here? What's happening in this lawsuit right now? Like, I understand that Crunchwrap and that Crunchwrap don't look like the actual Crunchwrap, but your plaintiff didn't even go buy the Crunchwrap. How is Frank harmed by somebody posting this on Reddit? Where the fuck is my goat? I am annoyed. I'm going to go order at Taco Bell just because. Just because. I couldn't even make my goat work. Damn it, Vincent. I don't want to break your other ear. I am getting sweaty. I am so annoyed. Were these even purchased in New York? Chat, motion granted. Motion granted. I need to put my gavel noise on here. Motion granted. Motion granted. For those of you that are light sensitive or flash sensitive, we are going to code red. When the music stops, the flashing will stop. In 3, 2, 1. What are you doing, Frank? How did you put your name on this as a class plaintiff? Grabbed it from YouTube. In New York? This is a screenshot from an insider.com article, review of the Mexican pizza. In New York? Are these in your jurisdiction? This also looks like it's from the Insider article. Taco Bell materially overstates the amount of beef. You've materially overstated who ate these defective products. Taco Bell's advertisements for overstated menu items are unfair and financially damaging to customers. Did your customer ever purchase Taco Bell? Taco Bell promises customers a large portion of food with their purchase, also causing consumers to come to or order from Taco Bell restaurants, make purchases they would not have otherwise made. No. On September 15th, 2022, a reporter for the U.S. Sun, storied paper, an article stating the Mexican pizza wasn't as beefy as the commercial pictures made it look. This is the basis for your lawsuit. Brennan Taylor is in all of these lawsuits. They're just relying. Do your homework. Are you paying this YouTuber for their work? Pay the YouTuber. Pay them for their work. Oh, you can't see the document. I'm so angry I forgot. Numerous consumers have also posted complaints online. For example, a YouTube food reviewer named Brennan Taylor, who has extensive experience reviewing food items, posted a review of the Mexican pizza on September 16th, 2022. And he stated that the Mexican pizza he purchased did not look like the pictures. Then why isn't he your plaintiff? What did your plaintiff do? Tell me where your plaintiff purchased the Mexican pizza. On October 2nd, 2022, a YouTube food reviewer with extensive experience reviewing food items, who has a YouTube channel named It's Birdie, posted the following YouTube short titled, Taco Bell's Mexican Pizza is not the same. She stated that the new Mexican pizza was smaller than the original Mexican pizza and not as thick. I hate it when it's not as thick as I expect. On September 20, 2022, plaintiff purchased a Mexican pizza at a Taco Bell store in New York for $5.49 plus tax. Plaintiff viewed Taco Bell's advertisements on the internet and at the store location before purchasing his Mexican pizza and expected the Mexican pizza he purchased to contain a similar amount of beef and bean filling as it contained in the pictures. However, the Mexican pizza he plaintiff contained approximately half of the beef and bean filling he expected and looked like the images posted by other customers. Do you have the picture? If plaintiff knew that the Mexican pizza contained half the amount of beef and bean filling as advertised, he would not have purchased the Mexican pizza or not have paid the $5.49 price. Is he damaged in the amount of $5.49? Did he drive back around and say, "Excuse me, where's the beef?" Can I give Frank $5.50 to make it better? Because what are we doing? I agree that the food advertised should be the food you get. I'm not going through all the class allegations. Count 1, violation of the Deceptive Acts and Practices Law. A lot of these are brought in New York. Count 2, Deceptive Acts and Practices Law. Relief requested. Certify the class so everyone who's disappointed that they didn't get a beefy Mexican pizza, instead of asking Taco Bell for a refund or more beef, which doesn't always work. I got yelled at Chipotle this week. The scoop of beef was very, very minimal. And I was like, could I have a little bit more meat? It's going to be extra. I'm like, I know that double meat is extra, but this isn't like even single meat. My kid just got braces. Like, there's 3 things he can eat at the moment. Please just have a normal scoop of Chipotle meat. Like, never and ever have I looked at Chipotle and been like, that's not enough meat. Except this one time. Anyway, just ask people. Awarding plaintiff and members of the class statutory damages, compensatory damages, declaratory and injunctive relief, enjoining Taco Bell from continuing the unlawful practices. Put more meat in your fucking crunch wraps, Taco Bell. Ordering defendant to stop selling overstated menu items or to correct the behavior. Awarding interest in monies. Counsel. I want to see Taco Bell's response to this. I need to know how Frank was harmed. Frank is like, my Taco Bell made me sad. Sometimes Taco Bell does make you sad, Frank. I'm sorry that you're out that $5.50, buddy. How did these lawyers find you? And why are they grabbing random fucking pictures off of Reddit from 3 years ago to say, see? Where's the beef? Y'all, I got to get to Q&A real quick because I have a hard stop today and I'm going to be late because today has been a mess. So I'm going to do that real quick. I need to know why Frank didn't just ask for a refund and why we're now in a class action lawsuit against Taco Bell. I need to go find case law on food advertising and where it is and is not considered to be deceptive practices, because food advertising is specific. So I need to find some case law on food advertising. I was not expecting that the photos I thought that the photos in the lawsuit, because I saw it run down in the media. I saw the photos. I thought that what we would end up with is Frank ordered multiple Mexican pizzas and we're like, this is a pattern of Mexican pizzas not being beefy enough. You want this and you're getting like, meh. My Crunchwrap just isn't. But no, what we got is a whole bunch of pictures from YouTube and Reddit. I'm sure without permission. And Frank being like, I bought one once. Sad. Tell me how you're damaged. Taco Bell's going to ask the same thing. Tell me how you're damaged. My boyfriend, I'm assuming boyfriend or best friend. It could be either. My BF got bad food poisoning from MrBeast. I think the MrBeast lawsuit has the most merit of the lawsuits we've seen today. Plot twist, Frank is actually a Crunchwrap. I know the emotional damage Frank suffered from the Crunchwrap. No, from the Mexican pizza. This is... Are any of you harmed by Taco Bell? I mean, if you get a Mexican pizza that has no meat in it, can we not ask, like, hey, seems like maybe something happened to my Mexican pizza. Can we get another one? Maybe. Like, why can't we just, why do we have to sue somebody over it? You're not damaged. Show me your standing, Frank. MrBeast, I'm here for that lawsuit. We need to see how that gets settled. We're going to follow that one. I want to see how Taco Bell's going to respond, because they're probably going to respond similar to Heinz and say there's no standing here. And the Taco Bell corporate lawyers are going to be like, is this what we're doing today? Wonderful. All right. I need to text real quick. Right there. Finishing stream. Because it's that kind of a day. Leonard's. Food Court Friday. I love it. I missed it. We need an emoji for the pickle. I can work on that. Thanks for the fun one while I'm resting. You're welcome. We all needed a fun one. I didn't think I would have so much rage about Taco Bell, but here we are. And now I'm ragey about Taco Bell. I'm going to have to order some Taco Bell just for like vindication. Can we file a class action lawsuit against Frank? We need to sue Frank's lawyers for filing a lawsuit. We are all spiritual witnesses to the trauma and the collective trauma of them trying to cancel the Mexican pizza. We fought for years to get the Mexican pizza back, and now you're trying to cancel it? Come on now. Emotional damage is real here. Stop it. Taco Bell's like, fine, we'll take it off the menu again, fuckers. We're all gonna go, no! Please don't, Evie. I'm sorry about the text crew. I've been waiting for this. Food Court. We talked about that earlier, The Wanderer. Yes, thanks to Hannah Gutierrez Reed. All I want is Food Court. I love it. Tinsley, good to see you. The way I almost started running and screaming in excitement is ridiculous. I love that. The Law Nerds are ready. We are having a charcuterie of cases on Thursday. Emily, when is the wife killing husband with fentanyl case coming up? Corey Richins. I don't know when it's next back in court. I need to look. They were dealing with discovery. I need to see if it's been set for prelim. Kids back in school and now a Kiki stream. That's exactly what next week is going to be. It's been 2 weeks. All I want is a ruling. All I want a ruling. GL with the feds. Nate has been waiting since February for a ruling on his motion to dismiss. Yeah, that's frustrating. And waiting for rulings like that keeps your life like in the balance. Love to see the love for Oppenheimer. It's going to be on the list. Watching Mission Impossible 1 with my parents when I was 11 was one of my happiest childhood memories, along with Jurassic Park. We also love the Jurassic Park movies at this house. This is my last live before I start law school. Low-key freaking out. Don't do that. Can I get a little pep talk from the chat? I hope they gave it to you. Amanda, you're going to be amazing. Just keep an open mind. Take a lot of notes. Figure out how you want to study. And look out for the Gunners. We used to go to Panda Express, Lowe's, and then binge CSI Miami. I love that. Watch out for the Gunners, lest you become one. We need to do a poll on which... That's rude. That would be rude. Which lawyers that create on social media were Gunners in law school? I bet I could guess pretty well. I remember having Netflix where they mail you a DVD. Exactly. Back in the day. Have you seen a video of one of the plaintiffs in the Lizzo lawsuit auditioning for the second season? I have not, but I'll go look for it. That's how employment lawsuits roll, right? We get the plaintiff's side laid out, and then we get the defendant saying, but after they're saying all this happened, they asked for a raise. But after they're saying all this happened, they asked to stay. But after they're saying all this happened, they had good experiences. So no, I haven't, but I'll look. Nick is suing Love is Blind for similar things. I'll pull that. Maybe we'll do a day of reality lawsuits together. There's a letter. Gasp. Yes. I'm real excited. We're going to do that Tuesday. Save something for Tuesday. Miss Emily, you just became the best hype person ever with the Food Court intro. I love Food Court. I really do. I enjoyed covering it so much. All my niece wanted was Beast Burger and fries for Christmas when she came. We took her and got it, and it wasn't great. And that's the thing that's so difficult with something like a celebrity brand, is people expect that great experiences. Like if you go to McDonald's and you get a crap meal at McDonald's, you're like, Okay, I mean, better luck next time. But when everyone is so excited about it, it's just it's disappointing in a different way. Oh, we'll tell Gunner stories later. Ask the lawyer in your life. Ask the other lawyers on the platform to define law school Gunners. Emily, would love to hear your thoughts on the lawsuit being filed by individuals employed by or contracted with Bravo E. Is that the one we went over in Quick Bits, or is there another one? If there's another one, let me know. Just got back from therapy. I'm officially have an ADHD diagnosis. Congratulations. Thank you for being so open. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. Knowing yourself is a great way to make a path forward. So, hello, James. I see you in the chat. I feel like maybe we'll talk about Gunners on Tuesday. Maybe we'll talk about Gunner because I am late. How do you mess up a burger? Right. How do you not cook chicken all the way? I don't know. We're going to have to write a toxic burger chain song. I just checked and there's a restaurant in my city 30 minutes outside Toronto that sells MrBeast burgers. It's a convenience store. How did they contract with convenience stores? Do they have kitchens? Ghost kitchen. There needs to be a kitchen. Where is the kitchen? Runkle is ordering MrBeast burgers from 5 different locations to do a typical Runkle deep dive. That'll be fun. Is he going to put hot sauce on them? Are you going to BravoCon? I think so. Any chance for a meet and greet? Yes, there is a chance. Litigation Station could also be a song sung to the tune of Conjunction Junction. We'll have ChatGPT write it on another chat. Frank was a spiritual consumer. That's exactly what that lawsuit felt like. For the MrBeast lawsuit, where could he, an NC individual and company, sue VDC, a Florida-based company, in federal court if they have complete diversity? And there's a choice of law provision in their contract. So I think they're in the right place. They just need diversity. What the Frank? That's the WTF. Taco Bell, tell me how you're damaged. Do not mean your colon. Sometimes. Just politely asking chat to spell Taco Bell with 2 L's. It's highlighting my name every time it's spelled wrong. Sorry, Bell. I was emotionally damaged when they removed the enchilada. It was traumatizing. It was my fave. That's fair. You know what I loved best from Taco Bell? There was a summer we did a massive road trip and they had the watermelon freezes that had the little like watermelon seed candies in them. They were perfect, like sweet tart watermelon. They were the perfect like sweet, summery, cold drink, and they have not had them back. So I was traumatized when Taco Bell took the potatoes away. Fair. Super glad Simply Christine let me know who you are. I've got some Holo Taco here that I'm going to be opening today, and I will put it on social. But with that, law nerd, that I have to go. I did that. I hit the wrong button. I will see you guys on Tuesday. Thank you for Food Court. It was a lot of fun. I feel like we just need to enjoy the weekend, and I will see you back here. If you're not signed up for Law Nerd Alert, that is the best way to keep in the loop when I change around my schedule as happens when cases are dynamic. And I will see you in the next one. Bye. You can find all the Law Nerd goodies at lawnerdshop.com. Connect with me on social media at the Emily D. Baker. And don't forget to check out my podcasts, The Emily Show, and the new podcast, Quick Bits, summarizing everything I talk about on my Tuesday and Thursday live streams. You know, when you only have time for just the quick bits.